Hi everybody, Mitch here. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to talk about a scam that's going around that the FBI is warning people about. It has been going around for a while, quite a while actually, but apparently it must be picking up. The FBI says that people lost over $1 billion last year, so I don't know about you, but to me $1 billion is a lot of money, so worthwhile listening to. A lot of the victims are older, so this could, if you don't fall in the older category, perhaps a parent or a relative might. And part of the recommendations is for these people who are higher risk, if they get one of these calls, to contact a person they trust, and you might be that person they trust. So the first phase of the attack works this way. They will do some open source intelligence, figure out things that you're interested in, maybe possibly something you've posted about on social media, for example. They'll then craft a phishing email or text message or something like that, maybe a pop-up window on an infected website to get you to say you need to call them right away. Of course, you think you're calling somebody like Microsoft. The reality is you're calling the scammer. So that's the first phase. The next phase is that the scammer asks you to download some remote control software so the scammer can look for malware. The truth is they're looking for any data that's interesting that they can steal. Part of that may be to go off and get you to log on to your online banking to see if there is any suspicious activity. That by itself, if some guy that you have no clue who it is asks you to log on to online banking so they can look at things, not a good indication. But people fall for it to the tune of $1 billion a year, so obviously it's working. Social engineering is about finesse and getting the victim, to believe in them, and so these folks do a lot of things that you wouldn't otherwise do. So once they've figured out which one of your bank accounts has a lot of money in it, they'll go off and figure out a way to go siphon it, because they've captured the keystrokes that you're using to log into the bank accounts. Now they can log in as you. They then tell you to wait for a call from your financial institution, the one that they're hacking. Not really hacking because they just have your credentials, from the fraud department, and let them know that it's good. They say that the only way, this is another red flag for sure, to keep your money safe is to move it to a third party, such as the Federal Reserve, which consumers cannot do. It's not something the Federal Reserve offers, or a U.S. government agency. Same thing. I mean, obviously the IRS will accept your money, but only because they think you owe it to them. And the scammer helps organize the transfer. Oftentimes that transfer is broken into smaller dollar amounts, so it doesn't trigger the federal government alerting that happens over $10,000. Okay. Then to an effort to legitimize what they've done up to now, the scammer may impersonate a government employee, like an employee of the Federal Reserve or another agency. And if the victim starts to get suspicious, the scammer may send a follow-up letter on fake government letterhead that looks official, again, to try to convince the victim to transfer their money to the scammer's bank account, which is masquerading as a government bank account, which it is not. So, the simple advice here, right? One thing, if you turn on multi-factor authentication in the bank, that makes the scam harder, because just because they have your user ID and password, they don't have your multi-factor authentication. So that's number one. Number two, don't give some stranger remote access to your computer. That's not a great move. And then number three, don't move money because the scammer says you need to do that because you have no clue who they are. So those kind of things. And then number four, if you have a question about it, they're going to try to pressure you to do it now, to move quickly. That's another red flag. So don't do that. And if they have questions, they should ask somebody they trust. And whoever that is, it could be a family member. It could be, we had someone try this to us. We actually went into the bank and talked to the banker whom we knew personally and said, is this legit? And the banker says, hell no. Okay, well, that's, good news. So that's kind of the thing here. It is apparently active. Like I said, the FBI knows about $1 billion that people lost last year. God knows how much people lost and didn't tell them. So this is a big deal. And if you have questions, you can always reach out to us. Thanks for listening.